Hi guys, welcome to today's video and to my channel if you're new here. I'm Debbie if we've not met before. I'm super excited for this video because it's a collab with my friend Lisa Lobotomy. Lisa and I have collabed a number of times before and it's always been so much fun. We normally do a face-off, which is what we're going to be doing today. If you're not familiar with what a face-off is, we choose 5 shades using a random generator and we both use those 5 shades to create an eye look in our own kind of unique style. And it always comes up with such a different look and it's always so interesting to see what the other person creates. Definitely for me as a creator, but I think it's fun for you guys to see some older palettes being used as well in different ways, maybe to inspire you. And the one that we're using today is this one. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette, which was their holiday release, I believe, 2 years ago now. Time flies. Lisa featured this in a video where she was talking about her limited edition palettes. And I just left a comment saying it'd be fun to do a face-off with that, and that's how this came about. So without further ado, we'll hop into it. I'll show you the shades we've got and we'll get started creating an eye look with those shades. Okay, so the shades that we've got then, we've got Law, which is this dusty kind of mauvey shade here. We've got Pyramid, which is this iridescent gold. We have Saturn, which is this rusty orange shade. We have Throne, which I'm super excited about. The green, which is kind of got a black base, very, very pretty shade. That one, I was excited when that one came up. And we've got Sphere, which is the pop of green neon there. So I think we've got a really interesting colour story. Very excited for this one. So that's the colour story that we're working with today, all swatched out. So I think what I want to do is do something quite smoky, making Throne the kind of focus, so like a smoky eye if you will, but then with a pop of neon in the inner corner. Not quite sure I'm going to incorporate the orange into it. Might use that in my crease actually. What have we got? And then we've got that goldy shade. Yeah. Now I'm kind of looking at them all together. I'm like, got a couple of problems here because this one's cool tone, that one's warm tone. Not quite sure which way to go with the crease. Okay, I'm going to start with that Saturn shade. I'm going to use the Anastasia brush. I never use these, they always live in my palettes, I forget about them, they're good brushes. So I'm going to dip into Saturn. I'm going to use the side of the brush, the little skinny side. I've primed already using the Barry M primer, but I've kept my lids clear of primer because I'm going to use something else there. I'm just going to build up that pigment, just press the pigment on to start with. I'm going to be doing a rounded shape, so literally just going to take that pigment all the way around my crease. Just literally just pressing that pigment in for now. So as I say, Lisa and I have collabed on a number of occasions. We've done a lot of face-offs, we've had some interesting colour stories. We've done a New Year's look I remember doing, I think that was with Linda Halberg. We've done a number of things together and it's always so much fun. Lisa and I have got very similar makeup preferences. Like, I wasn't surprised to see that she had this palette in her collection. Don't know many people that picked this one up, so when I saw that she got it, I was super excited to see if she wanted to do something with it and just to get some use out of it really for me, because it's hard to show older things on your channel. You know, they don't always get the views, but I don't necessarily do these face-offs for the views. I do it more just for the creativity and the fun of it, and just to do something fun with one of my friends really. So that's why I'm doing this one. But if you're not watching Lisa's channel, you absolutely should. I think you will be if you're watching me, if I'm honest, but if you don't know Lisa, she's a Swedish YouTuber, loves colourful makeup with a grungy style, queen of the halo eyes, she does those amazing, and she loves her red lips and dark lips. Very cool makeup style that I do kind of steal some things from occasionally because I think we're all inspired by each other in this community. I don't want to do a halo eye today because if Lisa does that, I can't compete with that because I'm not the greatest at those. Right, this could be horrible, but I'm going to take the shade Law and try and blend this shade that I've got going on in my crease out with Law. And wow, that is a powdery shade. I'd forgotten quite how powdery Anastasia is, but it truly is. I'm just gonna work on blending that out and diffusing it now. I wanted to go in quite strong with that pigment for the orange because we're not going to see quite a bit of it once I start smoking up the lid, and I wanted it still to be prominent in the look. So this blending process is probably going to take some time. Actually, they are blending okay. I wasn't sure this was going to work, if I'm honest with you, but they are blending okay. I'm leaving the lower lash line for now because I've got plans for that. It's got enough warmth perhaps in that shade that it's one of these shades that depending on what you put it with, it would probably lean a different way. Like if you put it with greys and the black, it would look very cool tone, but with this orangey shade that it's blending into, it's got enough warmth to work. Surprisingly, because I wasn't sure it would. Just going to make sure we've still got plenty of that orange. Might just be a back and forth job until I'm happy with how this crease looks really. Okay, we're looking grungy and murky. Now I've got a Lancome Hypno Stylo. It's kind of like a cream eyeshadow base. And this one's in the shade 05 Erica F. I don't know if these are available anymore. They are really good. I've got a couple of these. So I didn't want a black base or a white base, but I wanted something that's got a bit of colour to it to go under that green, the throne shade. So I'm taking that pretty much the whole of my lid. I'm just going to blend that orange over that again. But that's just going to give us that bit of grip, that bit of colour as well for that throne shade, because that has got a bit of transparency to it. So now we're going in with Throne. Picking that up on a Linda Hallberg 303, and I'm just going to press that really carefully over the top of that base. I'm going to spray my brush, only because I've done my base and I don't want fallout everywhere. So I'm going to get it over the majority of my lid, and then I'm going to perfect it with a smaller brush. Got the Linda Hallberg 301, it's just more precise so that we can go into that corner. I'm just going to work at kind of blending a little bit between this green and the orange. And that's what we have so far, so I'm just going to quickly do that on the other eye. Okay, so this is where we are right now. So then for my lower lash line and waterline, I'm going in with a Voyeur Flash by Linda Hallberg. It's a deep green kind of sparkly pencil, very similar to the Throne shade. I'm going to leave a little bit of space in my inner corner because I want to make sure I've got a little bit of space for that pyramid shade. Just going to go there. And then using that Linda Hallberg brush that's got the Throne shade on it, but there's not much left of it, I'm going to use that to smudge out the lower lash line. Just going to get the more detailed brush just to help in this inner corner. Okay, looking dramatic. Now I'm just going to take the Law shade. I'm not going to go in with the satin shade, I think we'll end up with it too far down, so I'm just going to take the Law shade just to blend below. Right, the Sphere shade's going to go in my inner corner, I've decided. That is a neon shade, it's quite dusty and it's going to need something to kind of make it pop underneath. So I'm going to go in with White Core as a base in the inner corner. Just going to smudge that in just a little bit with that Linda Hallberg brush. Then very carefully with this Sphere shade and the 301 brush, I'm going to go over that white pencil and give us a super neon inner corner. Something along those lines, just got to do the same on the other side. just pressing that shade on. With shades like this you can't really blend them, so just as it's going up there into my crease, I'm going to try and blend it in just there. So we've got one shade left, which is the pyramid shade, so I'm going to use that as a brow bone highlight and just to add a little bit of a sparkle to the middle of that eye. Just going to use my finger for the middle. Not sure if it's adding an awful lot actually. It's just giving us a little bit of a goldy glitz, I think. As I say, I also want to use it on my brow bone as well. Okay, so this is the look right now. Super dramatic already, so I'm not going to do too much off camera. Just going to do mascara, trace of black eyeliner maybe on the upper lids, but I'm not even sure if the look needs it actually. I think it looks okay as it is. But choose a lipstick and I'll be back with you to show you the final look. Okay guys, here's the finished look for this one. I love how this came out. It's dramatic. It's not the sort of one you wear to the office or the supermarket maybe, but it was so much fun to create. It really was, and it's the kind of thing that I love to do, just play with makeup like it's paint and just like create like a little bit of art, and I don't know, I just really enjoyed doing it. It's got that kind of Egyptian vibe. That's kind of what I was going for with the inner corner. I have added a little bit of a baby wing, but nothing too massive because I didn't want to cover up everything I've done there. But I love how smoky it is, but that little pop of neon in the corner. One of my favourites I've done in a while, I think, and it's just great to be getting into sort of more grungy kind of autumnal tones. I'm kind of like done with pastels, and pastels aren't my favourite, so it's just been so much fun to do this one, I have to say. And the lippy that I've gone with today is one of the Sapphire Nygaard and Colourpop lipsticks. This is Mrs. Norris. It's like a very cool toned kind of greyish brown, and I just think it really like pulled out the colour lure from the palette. So yeah, really fun. Lisa, thank you so much for doing this with me. It's always a blast collabing with you. Can't wait to see what you're going to do, because it's a very interesting colour story. I had to scratch my head a little bit to think what I could do with this, so I'm eager to see what you do. Yeah, if you don't know Lisa, if you're not following Lisa, please hop over, check out her video. I know you're going to love her. She's so creative, so much of a grungy makeup style. So if you like this kind of makeup style that I've done, I think you'll enjoy Lisa's content. But she's just an overall sweetheart on this community anyway, and just one of my absolute best friends on the platform. So it's been a joy. I hope you've enjoyed watching, guys. If you're not subscribed to me and you've hopped over from Lisa's channel, welcome. Hope you might consider subscribing before you go. But other than that, guys, hope you're having a lovely day or night wherever you are, and catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.